Hey everybody, welcome back to another Diecast review. This is another one of my not interesting, but one of my I don't know what to. Anyway, what it is it's a diecast out of my personal collection, which that all is technically my personal, but this is one that I display a little differently because I've seen it in person and whatnot. So anyway, this is Brad Keselowski's 2019 Kansas race win from the spring at the night race. This was the final Kansas night race, unfortunately, for a while, because we lost it due to Martinsville going tonight, which is a bummer because that race was always really, really fun. I love night races because you literally just get to, hang out all day at the racetrack. You kind of just get to go around. You bring a picnic lunch kind of thing. It's just a lot of fun. Then you sit back, you go to the race. After the race, you get to go back to either your house, if you're close, or a camper and sleep, and then you get up the next morning, and all you got to worry about is travel. So I love, love, love Saturday night races as a fan. I'm not really sure why they are so insistent on Sundays, but as I said, I absolutely love Saturday night racing for the Cup Series. I just think it's a lot of fun. So anyway, this is that race win diecast, so let's take a look at it. This is how I display all of my race wins in person, plus the Chase Elliott ones is in these cases. I'm going to pop this up. Yep, there goes the card, so not much I can do. Let's take a look here. There we go. So we got Brad Keselowski, Digital Ally 400 winner. Started fourth, only led 12 laps, and they were the last 12 laps. We'll get into if he jumped the restart. I think he did. Keselowski wins it at Kansas in overtime. What does it say about the final restart? Drop the hammer. Yeah, I'll explain a little deeper. But anyway, so we get the winner sticker as well here. And then we've got the race win, or the race pin. I get one of these for every race I go to, if I can hold it. And that's Digital Ally 400. So I've got one from each race except for one, and that was the KC Masterpiece 400 last spring, because they didn't make any pins in time because their sponsorship only hopped on board like 2 weeks ahead of time. They didn't have enough time to make pins. So that's the only one I haven't got a pin for, and it's really unfortunate. So anyway, let's take a look at the diecast here. So like I was saying, this is kind of a one-off, not a one-off. He ran it a couple times, but I really like this paint scheme. It's kind of a neat one. Not a huge Brad fan, so not really thrilled to see him win, especially after how well Bowman and some of those other guys had run. But at the end of the day, good-looking race win car, so I'm happy enough about that. On the front, we've got it literally caked in confetti on the hood, windshield. Reminds me a lot of his Fontana car, Worth scheme as well, but that one was white. Go down the rest of the left side, we got the number 2 there. We got kind of this digital line type thing going on here. Brad Keselowski, 3 winner stickers. Onto the rest of the left side, we got Worth here. The corner panel is kind of not screwed up, but it's been knocked in by the blown tire. Then you got a chewed up left rear tire here. On the back, you've got Worth. You got confetti on the bumper there. You got the red spoiler, which is kind of cool. I think this is the first colored spoiler I've seen. I may have seen a white one on Hamlin's car, but in the back here you can see the fuel cell. On the deck lid you can see the sponsor is confetti. On the rear window it's confetti. So, the Mustang mold, I haven't even really gotten into that. I haven't gotten a ton of Mustang molds, but I really like the rear end of these with the taillights and stuff. Not a huge fan of the front, so I don't know what the specific are. You got Snap-on, Miller Lite, Worth, Discount Tire. Not sure what that is, if it's confetti or if you rip that corner panel off or something. Looks like you may have scraped the wall or something up here on the right side. Then you got confetti all over the right side window. As you get to the front, you get a little bit of the rubber race stuff, confetti on the splitter and stuff. Very little rubber on here. It is a night race. They don't really wear the tires down as much as, say, in a day race and stuff. But you can see it's fairly clean for a white car. Usually these will show a lot more rubber than others. But, again, fairly clean. Let's take a look under the hood of this guy. As I said, I think he jumped the restart. And the only reason for that is I sat down in turn 1. And all night, they had started the race, and the most anyone was out in front was usually by half a car length to a car length. And there you can see the inside. We got the blue headers for Ford and the engine detail in there. But anyway, so what happened was I'm sitting in turn 1, and on the final restart, Brad Keselowski comes down into turn 1, and he's clear by 2 full car lengths over the rest of the field, who is all still side by side. And no one all night had it looking like that. So I was obviously a little confused because I'm watching the race, and all of a sudden I see him 2 car lengths ahead of everybody. I'm like, what? How? No, that ain't right. Because with the horsepower, usually even if you accelerate fast and first, the draft actually kept the other cars near enough to you that you could, get ahead. So, as I said, I went back and watched a replay on Fox, and it looks like he did technically jump it, but NASCAR's never going to call it because it was close enough. But again, it was a bummer because I was really expecting to see a side-by-side fight, and he was just completely gone by the time they got to turn 1. And, he basically stepped on the gas about 10 feet from the first line. So, again, technically a jump, but is NASCAR really going to make a call that costs a guy a race? No, they're probably never going to do that. So, not a bad move on Brad's part. Very smart. I mean, you're basically forcing NASCAR's hand, saying, we dare you to make that call, and frankly, they're probably never going to do it. So, a lot of people probably should take advantage of it. So, again, not trying to, it was a great race. All in all, we had tons of different leaders, tons of fast cars up in the front and back and forth racing. It was an awesome, really fun race. And at the end of the day, this is my first time seeing Brad Keselowski win. So it'll be the first one in the personal win collection. So, if you have enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. I'm going to get this put back and ready to go back up on my personal seen in person shelf. Let's see, I said like, comment, subscribe. Let me think. Is there anything else I got to put in there? I've had a kind of all over the place kind of day, so I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, if you have enjoyed all that, like, comment, subscribe junk, that'll pretty much wrap it up for me. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you all in the next Diecast review.